Finally, prove your worth, machine.
The grand finale of Sonic Prime has arrived, and with it comes the conclusion of a lot of character arcs. We've seen countless characters duke it out and team up in various situations, and now it's finally time for everyone, except for 9, to work together and see what happens. I'm Kifinosi with Wicked Binge, and this is Sonic Prime Season 3 Relationships, Healthy to Toxic. As always, spoilers ahead. Now let's get this party started. Here are the healthy relationships. Our gold medal of health goes to the newfound trio of sisters Thorn Rose, Rusty, and Black Rose. One thing the final season doubled down on was the relationships between the alternate universe counterparts of Sonic's friends. These 3 are far from the only ones who stand out, but we're giving them the gold medal for just how much their relationship helped each other out. Black Rose and Rusty Rose have been good friends since last season. Although they started out as rivals, they quickly got along due to neither of them feeling like they lived up to their full potential. That changed for both of them this season. Now Rusty's able to live life on her own terms, and Black Rose has been upgraded from crewmate to captain.
Did you just call me Captain?
All this is thanks to their newfound friendship, and on top of them working together in the final arc, they meet Thorn Rose and immediately accept her into their newfound sisterhood. Earning a very close runner-up position is the relationship between Sonic and his Green Hill friends. These guys, Knuckles, Tails, Rouge, Amy, and Big, are pretty much like the main motivation Sonic has for his adventure. The absolute chaos he's been through has helped him to appreciate his new friends even more and to learn how to be more of a team player. Whereas at the beginning of the series, his poor listening skills and impulsivity pretty much jump-started the entire conflict of the series. He's learned his lesson when he's returned to Green Hill and reunited with his friends, and also Eggman. He's much more cooperative than he used to be.
I'm just happy to see everyone.
Also remaining at a high spot from last season, next up is the forced friendship between Sonic and Shadow. While these two butt heads constantly, they're able to work together for the good of the universe. More notably for this season, Shadow has proven that Sonic needs him just as much as he needs Sonic. Countless times, Shadow plays the voice of reason to Sonic's overly optimistic, impulsive nature. Were it not for him, Sonic wouldn't have been able to get back to New York to recruit the others to help him defeat 9.
There's always another way.
They may be rivals, but Shadow has proven himself to be a surprisingly great friend. They aren't the type of pair to go frolicking through the flowers together, but it's clear that they're willing to give each other a swift kick to the face, or tornado to the body when necessary. Extra points to Shadow for saving Sonic's life at least twice in the season. 3 if you count getting the Paradox Prism away from Green Hill. Next up are Sonic's longest standing allies from the Shatter Spaces, Renegade Nux and Rebel Rouge. While these two don't have the most complicated nor in-depth friendship in the series, there's no denying that they work extremely well together. They work in different ways, with Rouge being more strategic and Nux preferring to use his own namesake to get the job done, but that proves to be less of an obstacle and more of a strength for the duo. The fact that they've been able to organize the rebellion and fight for what's right without wavering is worth praising.
Told you we couldn't trust that fox.
As is the fact that they're able to disagree and still retain loyalty to each other and their cause. Next, we have another pair of alternate universe kindred spirits. Sails and Mangy showcase some impressive teamwork in the final battle. While the other version of Tails is shown in a less favorable light, Sails and Mangy are thankfully able to retain more of their Green Hill counterparts' good qualities. The two are still tech savvy despite coming from more primitive shatter spaces, and use their skills to the advantage of their team. Their most impressive feat was turning a broken part of one of 9's robots into a small bomb that exploded with such force that it wiped out numerous robots at once. And their friends thought they died, but they managed to fly away and even reprogram 9's robotic Big the Cat. Teamwork like that earns them a lot of points. Okay, real quick, we've got to give a quick mention to the relationship between Big the Cat and Froggy. All versions. Is there some deep meaning why we're putting them so high up? No. Is the bond shared between a gigantic cat and his little frog buddy absolutely too adorable to ignore? Yes. It says a lot that these two are together in just about every shatter space. Truly a friendship that transcends time and space. Moving into more shatter spaces, next we have the Boss Cage Maze Squad. Mangy, Gnarly, Prim, Hangry, and of course Thorn Rose. Although they duked it out in earlier seasons due to conflicts of interest, this friend group has since come back together and managed to be a great asset to both Sonic and each other. It's also worth mentioning that they're probably the least questioning of their alternate world counterparts, which doesn't really say anything about their relationship, but it's worth mentioning nonetheless.
How much energy are we talking about?
At the end of the day, these 5 are very different people who are able to stick together even when the world is crumbling around them. The same can be said for Captain Black Rose's crew. Yeah, that's right, we haven't forgotten about Dread Knuckles handing his captain's hat over to his old crewmate. Up until now, Dread has been one of the most despicable characters in the series.
Put in your blowholes and drive them back!
routinely manipulating others and abandoning his crew for the sake of treasure. Thankfully, Season 3 sees the return of his good nature. He's greatly concerned when he believes Catfish to be hurt, and although he's initially tempted to get back into his treasure prioritizing tendencies, he casts them to the side to save Black Rose. Further still, after passing his position on to Black Rose, Dredd swears his loyalty to her, and we can assume the other pirates are on board too. The mutual respect between these two is a sure sign of change in Dredd and a symbol of genuine goodwill over greed. At the very end of our fully healthy relationships is that of Sonic and the other Shatter Spaces. This is more of an umbrella entry than anything because, let's face it, if we tried to list every character Sonic interacted with in the series, we'd be here all day. For now, it's just worth noting that Sonic greets pretty much everyone in these different worlds with friendliness and an open mind. While things usually start off kinda rough, they rarely stay rough, and while that may just be a testament to Sonic's people skills, it's still enough for us to mention it.
Something like that.
Now it's time for more of the questionable alliances. These are the rocky relationships. First up is the relationship between Nine and his robots. Really, it's hard for a relationship like this to end up anywhere else. Nine created this robot army for the sole purpose of defeating Sonic and his other adversaries. Like Rusty says, they can't feel anything, which means that while they may help Nine out on his conquest, they're still just machines doing the only thing they know how to do. Already rounding out this category is the most complex relationship in the series, that of Sonic and Nine. Oh boy, this one is a doozy. We'll start with the good attributes between these two. After everything Nine did to Sonic and the entire universe, mind you, Sonic was still more than willing to allow him to join the good guys if he so desired. He also sacrificed his remaining Prism energy and nearly his life for the sake of restoring Green Hill to what it was. As for Nine, well, he cared for Sonic at the end of the day, at least. You know, after 6 episodes of trying to murder him.
So, you finally come to your senses?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like we're being pretty darn merciful putting this in the middle category at all, rather than outright toxic. Sonic's compassion is really the only thing saving it at all, because Nine just went ballistic this season. He tries to murder Sonic and all of his friends, threatening to destroy the fabric of the universe so everyone will leave him alone in his own personal paradise. And, well, what pushed him to this point? Sonic hurt his feelings. Not even intentionally. Nine didn't even explain why he was upset, and when he did, it felt hypocritical. But he did redeem himself at the last possible moment, so I guess we can leave this relationship here. Now we're entering the final stretch. These are the toxic relationships. The bronze medal of toxicity goes to a relationship between Nine and basically everyone other than Sonic. There's no denying that Nine burnt a lot of bridges in this season. Regardless of his intentions, Nine nearly destroyed the homes of every other character we've come to know and love. Sonic was pretty much the only thing standing between him and getting absolutely creamed by everyone else in the fight. It definitely doesn't help his case that some characters like Nux and Shadow already didn't trust Nine and wanted to deal with him way more harshly than Sonic did. Hopefully Nine keeps true to his word of not causing any more trouble, but for now we're gonna suggest some serious therapy before he tries to socialize again.
You can trust me.
But that relationship at least ended on a high note. Frankly, it's downright pleasant compared to the relationship between the Chaos Council and everyone else. Honestly, we're kinda sad to put them here. It was cool to see the Chaos Council and the heroes team up to fight an even greater threat. Granted, they do routinely remind Sonic that they absolutely hate his guts, and they still butt heads with the good guys constantly, but they're technically on the same side, right? Well, yeah, until the finale. When Sonic makes his noble sacrifice to stabilize the Paradox Prism, the Chaos Council takes the opportunity to seize it for themselves, double-crossing the others in the process. It's not exactly unexpected, but we'll put it this way. If Nine burned a few bridges, the Chaos Council built their bridges out of matchsticks covered in lighter fluid. The only relationship we can say is even more toxic than their relationship with the good guys is the Chaos Council's relationships with each other. Remember that flashback in Season 2 where the Chaos Council's arguing over who should have control over New York, only for them to decide to take it over first and then divide it between them later?
5 sectors, one for each of us.
Well, yeah, they decided to take that valuable lesson and toss it in the trash. All 5 of them end up arguing over the Paradox Prism like kids arguing over the last cookie, or I don't know, something kids like. The difference is that at least 3 of these people are grown adult men, and instead of working together to obtain the power to literally rule the universe, they argue over who deserves the most control. Eggman could have won like 5 times here if these guys had any cooperation skills. Oh, also, are we just gonna ignore that Dr. Dunnett whacked his own infant son's robot suit with a cane? I know your baby's a psychopath, but that's still a baby, man.